Welcome everybody here to another presentation here at the World Online Racing Championship here on WORC TV, as we are here today at the LA Coliseum for the short track showdown. 7 drivers here tonight. I'm joined in the booth by Henry Klappert. Whether or not he's going to be here tonight, not really sure, but he is supposed to be here, so we'll see if he shows up. My apologies for the little bit of a delay there getting that audio set up. However, we're going to drop into your starting lineup right away here, and then we'll get into some other race statistics. It's going to be a short one tonight, folks, so be prepared to only be sitting here for just a few minutes. Starting on the pole for today's race is going to be Ethan Harrison. To his outside, we have Josh Patterson, Dynamo Racing, presented by Lemon Media. I think I said that right. Teammates. We have Race Bible making his first ever work start. He's lining up P3. Pierce Maffitt, the last one to qualify 4th. Rounding out the field, we have Jay Mulder, Hunter Collier, and Ryan Martin. After the controversy last week, that 51 might have a target on his back, as we heard in some of those post-race interviews. Weather for tonight, 65-degree temps, track temp of 67 degrees, 3-mile-an-hour wind speeds, clear skies, 0% humidity. Here we are at the LA Coliseum, quarter mile, 4 turns, located in Los Angeles, 32 feet in the air, 50 laps, total of 11 miles, average lap time about 13 seconds here. As man, I am excited to see these guys wheel it around here. Should be an absolute barn burner here. Harrison on the pole. I believe that's his first ever WORC pole. As we see these guys warming up the tires here, pace truck lights are off, and we're about to go green flag racing here from the LA Coliseum. 50 laps tonight. Short one here. Start on green. Green flag is out. Patterson, Harrison, the front row. Bible and Maffitt, the second row. Patterson, what a launch here. And he's actually going to get around the outside. Harrison gets loose. He saves it. Unfortunately, that'll drop him down to the final position here, though, and he'll have a lot of work to make up here. Josh Patterson is already clear by a straightaway here. 1 lap into this thing here. Race Bible up to P2. Maffitt 3rd. Martin 4th. Harrison's around again. And that will not be a caution. There's Jay Mulder. They're going to throw that one here. And so quickly here we have our first caution of the race, as Harrison might be going a lap down there. We will check it out here on the WORC replay, see what may have led to Ethan Harrison there. So after that first little spin there on the back straightaway, we see here he just overdrove it trying to clear Collier and spun it around. So unfortunately not really much to look at there. Just a little bit of a self-spin to start this thing off. And yeah, so 4 laps into this thing, and we got ourselves a caution here at LA. 5 laps in now. Patterson, the leader there, got a good fired off really well there to start this race heading into turn 1. So we'll see how this race fares out for these guys. As you hear the giant motors in these things, I'm not really sure. I should honestly look it up, like the statistics of these things, you know, how big the motors are and everything. But wow, yeah. So 3 weeks into this thing, we've had drivers come and go, but we've had a couple mainstays here fighting for this championship, and we got 3 of them here. There's Pierce Maffitt. He's the highest of them all so far, running P3. To his outside, Ryan Martin. He's also fighting for the championship still. And so is Jay Mulder back here in 6th. Jay Mulder was penalized last week, so he's kind of having to dig himself out of a little bit of a hole. Ryan Martin is actually 3rd in points. Maffitt is leading them currently. Next week for the championship race, we'll make sure you guys have the updated points and everything for that. But Harrison's going to get the wave around there, and we will go back green flag this time around, as they will double it up, and Race Bible will go to the outside of Josh Patterson. Not really sure why the second row is not catching up there. Looks like pace truck lights are back out. Not really sure why the lights are back on, but Harrison's getting his lap back here. And this is the first time the World Online Racing Championship has visited the LA Coliseum. It's a fairly new track to the iRacing service, of course. NASCAR raced here in the Clash back in early February, if I remember correctly. A few months after the release, we finally head here and we bring some short track beast here in these sprint cars. So Patterson gets the call to the green here, and he'll fire off really well. Race Bible gets a fairly good restart as well. He'll be able to fall in line, maybe not. Race Bible drives it in too deep and collects the field. No caution as they get it back straight, and Josh Patterson is gone. And wow. Yeah, Ryan Martin. He unfortunately got the bad end of that one there, as he ends up back here in P6, 11 laps into this thing. Patterson is gone. He has a straightaway over Maffitt, who's got a straightaway over Ethan Harrison, who's up to third after that whole issue there with Bible, as Collier rounds out the, he's fourth. Bible rounds out the top 5. Martin and Mulder struggling here. Mulder way far back here. Not sure if he has some damage or just really struggling here in this one, but Mulder running last and Martin running 6th here. He's trying to get to Race Bible, as Bible sends it in really deep there. What a save by the 8 car. As Martin's going to try to drive it in there. He's going to get to the inside of Bible. Bible's going to let him go, it looks like, as Bible's going to pull it in the pit road. So that's position for Mulder. That's position for Martin. 14 laps into this thing, and Patterson is absolutely gone right now. He actually hasn't put any laps down in the LA Coliseum. He barely has any laps in the sprint car. His first laps in the sprint car were last week at Phoenix, and, well, we saw him wreck Ryan Martin there. So obviously they weren't the best first laps in a sprint car for Patterson, but he's definitely trying to get his money's worth here now as he wheels his way around the LA Coliseum here. And he's gaining on Pierce Maffitt, who is also on his own island right now. Harrison and Collier pretty close together here. And a little bit of a battle for third as Harrison locks it up there going into the corner, and Martin is not too far behind him. He definitely has some ground to make up here, though, as Harrison slides it through 3 and 4 right there. And the issue with this track is it's very identical, so the camera angles are really where I'm able to tell if they're going through 1 and 2 or 3 or 4. As Harrison gets a lot of lockup there. It's actually working for him, though. He's beginning to pull away from Hunter Collier. And Martin is slowly reeling these guys in. Gets a little too loose there on entry. Plows that one up the racetrack there. Mulder still kind of chilling in the background here. Patterson's developed a 3.6 second lead over Pierce Maffitt. Absolutely dominating right now as we are almost to the halfway point. And Maffitt looking to have a big points lead as they head into 5 Flags next week for the season finale. As Harrison has began to pull away from Collier, and he's began to reel in Pierce Maffitt, so we'll see if Harrison has enough laps to get to Maffitt here as Collier gets really loose off exit. Here comes Ryan Martin. He's hunting down Hunter Collier, and Ryan really needs his position right here if he wants to try to stay in the championship fight, so I expect him to be aggressive here, fighting for this one. Fortunately, he gets a bad exit there. He'll lose some time. Harrison has closed that gap between him and Maffitt to under a second now. Gets a little bit of a wheel hop there off exit. And, man, it's actually pretty close between Collier and Martin. Now, oh, Harrison spins again. That's going to be a yellow. He's in the inside wall. He's backing up the track and collects Jay Mulder. Watch out there. Mulder should be able to get his lap back here. Well, we will go ahead and take another look at that one, as it looks like Harrison's going to cause his second caution of the day. And we'll pull this one up here. Harrison was driving really hard to try to catch Pierce Maffitt there and strode a little too hard and spun it out and then gassed it up into the wall and then backed it up into Mulder. Not really sure about all that, but Mulder, luckily I don't think he had any contact. We will pull up the replay and see if we can get a better camera here of Mulder, as we'll try to look at his left front suspension here. So we'll try to get another look at that one here. From the left front suspension of Jay Mulder. Going through 1 and 2 there, you see Harrison, and yeah, Mulder spun himself to prevent hitting Harrison there. So good reaction time there by Mulder. Make sure that neither of those cars gets damaged here. As Josh Patterson still your leader. We're going to go for a mid-race update here. 23 laps to go in this thing. That was our second caution of the day. We've had 9 laps run under yellow. Looks like we will be going green on lap 30. There it is. So they'll double it up here, and we saw second place. They can really dive it deep into 1. Patterson made it stick. Race Bible did not make it stick. So we'll see what happens here with Pierce Maffitt, the third person to start outside of that front row. But so far in this one, it's been all Josh Patterson here. And this is the kind of break Jay Mulder and Ryan Martin needed. They definitely need to try to gain some ground here on Pierce Maffitt, so we'll see how aggressive the 9 and 51 are here.
Green flag, green flag.
As they fire off, and Maffitt tried to time it, didn't quite get there. He'll drive it in deep. Collier gets the inside wall. Ryan Martin to the outside now of Collier, and we'll see if Martin can battle Collier on the outside here. Side by side for P3. Martin's going to have the runoff exit, but he's not really pushing it there. He's going to try to get back in line in front of Mulder. He does, just barely, but he makes it work. Martin backs off his corner a lot. Collier locks it up. Battle for third is tight here. As I believe Harrison might be pulling off. I'm not really sure. No, he's good. All right. Collier and Martin look like they're the 2 closest cars on track. Pierce Maffitt hasn't actually lost Josh Patterson yet, though. That 41 is able to drive it in really deep there, and man, we got a couple close battles here on the racetrack. Maffitt, look how hard he drives it into the corner. He's super aggressive. Patterson widens his exit, and Maffitt's there. Maffitt locks it up, actually trying to keep it off of Patterson. He'll lose some ground there. Top 5, we got 5 guys under a blanket here. Maffitt wheel hops it just a little bit off exit. Lifts that left front. Not what he wants to do here. 15 laps left in this thing. And man, these guys are close together. That's the beauty of racing at a track like this in a car that actually takes some talent. You're going to get some close racing like this. And Collier is actually gaining on Maffitt while Maffitt is kind of gaining on Patterson. He locks it up on the entry. Oh, Ryan Martin spinning.
The yellow flag is
and
out.
That'll be a caution. And that is not what Maffitt wanted to see. He definitely probably wanted to see this thing go green. As we'll take a look here. Martin overcooking it off exit. And it's off of 2 there. I don't think I've seen a spin off of 4. It's been off of 2 every time that these guys have done that little loop. And honestly, without these self spins, this race goes green. I mean, that's all we've had so far is self spins. So Patterson's still leading this thing here. And man, he's done a good job. Pierce Maffitt, he definitely did not want to see that caution. He doesn't want to see caution laps tick down here to end this thing, especially with Collier right there. We'll see how aggressive Maffitt is. I mean, we see how aggressive his entry is. He definitely can send it in there. And we'll see if Maffitt wants to go for the win here, if he wants to play the points game and just solidify himself second place and see how that goes. Patterson's not running for points, so he's definitely going for the win. So we'll see if Maffitt wants to steal the win from Patterson or you know, whatever he wants to do. We'll see if he tries to make it a show here. I think this could be a potential instant classic finish here, depending on how aggressive Maffitt or maybe even Collier, maybe even Mulder, maybe even Harrison or Martin. I mean, with how small this track is, you're really not that far out of the loop here. And I mean, with the restarts under 10 to go, if these guys are in a line, it'd be pretty funny to see Collier send Maffitt into Patterson and just some chaos unfolding here. As pace car lights are out. And we will see here Patterson versus Maffitt. Collier, Mulder, Harrison, Martin all still in the mix here. It's close field. Here they come off of 4. Patterson fires off very well. Maffitt was sleeping there. And we'll see if Maffitt gets the run off the corner. He doesn't quite get there. Collier's still there. He'll clear Collier, actually. I think Maffitt's going to need another caution, though. He was absolutely just lagging back on that restart. And now he locks up the corner, and he's going to be putting a train here, maybe. Mulder might send it in there. He does! Mulder sends it. And Mulder needs this right here. He's battling him in the championship standings. Maffitt sends Collier. And Mulder's got to be aggressive here. I don't know why he's checking up. This is championship racing here. You can't allow Maffitt to gain any more points on you here. And Mulder is doing exactly that. He had a couple opportunities to send Maffitt there, and he just didn't. As these guys battle for second, Patterson is checked out of this one here. A caution, the only thing that might screw him out of this one. Collier gets a little loose there, and Mulder checks up, and that'll allow Maffitt to get to second. And Maffitt overcooks the corner again. Here comes Mulder to the inside of Collier. And Collier's going to spin. He's going to tag Mulder. They save it. Collier sends Maffitt. They are slamming each other here. Here comes Ryan Martin. And man, Josh Patterson loves this in his mirror. As he comes around, 3 laps to go. And back here. There you go. Mulder's going to send Collier. Collier's going to spin it around into Mulder. And there's... Oh my God.
Caution, yellow flag.
There's the field. Oh goodness, there's the field. Okay. Well, I don't even think I need another angle at this one. Mulder sends Collier. Collier loops it around, tags Mulder, and then rides Mulder all the way up the racetrack into Martin and Harrison. And these guys love, whenever they wreck, they just love making sure the entire field is in it the past couple weeks. I guess that's what you give the 4-race series, and you're talking about that aggression. Man. All right, well, we're going to have a green-white checkered finish here. Patterson, I don't think he's safe. This is going to be an intense finish to the end here, guys. I mean, if you're like Ethan Harrison, you're not running for the championship. So why not just full send Josh Patterson here? Why not full send turn 1? I mean, if you're Pierce Maffitt, I don't know if you guys were watching, but he was locking up, going into the corner pretty much every single entry I saw there the past few laps there. And I mean, Jay Mulder, he was kind of aggressive at the wrong time, in my opinion. I mean, he could have sent Maffitt a couple times. He could have forced his way in there, and he was really checking up. And then finally, he just decides to send Collier in there, and well, we see how that ended up. Third on back have a lot of damage. 41. I'm honestly surprised he's got... I mean, that car looks fairly straight in the rear end for a guy who's been slammed a few times. And then obviously Patterson, I mean, he's clean. He's led this whole thing from start to finish here. Well, maybe finish. We'll see if he makes it there sitting here in P1. We'll see if Harrison sends him. We'll see if Maffitt sends him. We'll see if we have to use that second green-white checkered here.
Green flag, green flag.
As they go green, Maffitt does not fire off and then hits the inside wall. Oh my God. No caution? Nobody's throwing the yellow. Patterson's taking the white. I don't know why an admin didn't throw the yellow. Yeah, all right. Well, Josh Patterson through 3 and 4. He's going to take his first win of the short track showdown season. Harrison's going to take second. Collier is going to come home third. And I'm not really sure why an admin didn't throw the caution. But that'll do it. Your 3 championship contenders finish 4th, 5th, and 6th. All right, well, we'll be right back here after this commercial break.
The field is rolling on the back straightaway.
Get ready, this is going to be tight. Out of turn 4, ladies and gentlemen. The All-American 400 is underway.
Got to be careful. The bumps here can get you every time. Entering the corner, exiting the corner.
Alright everybody, welcome back here to WORC TV for post-race interviews. We're going to interview race winner Josh Patterson first. Josh, you're in the WORC TV booth. Do you have a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I don't really have anything to say about that one. Apparently nobody wanted to even try to pass you there. I mean, like, wow, that was something. So opening, I mean, the initial start there, I mean, you just fired off and beat Harrison to turn one. Did you honestly expect that? I mean, I know you don't have any laps at LA Coliseum previously, so I mean, what was your goal there going into one?
Send it. It worked out a little better than I thought. As I was in a call with Ethan, I was on his outside. I kind of pinched him down like I was trying to do, and then he spun out. He said he got scared. So it works out. Sucks that I couldn't battle people for longer because honestly, once I got past the first corner, I didn't really have any competition for the rest of the race, which kind of sucks. But dominating races is also not going to complain about that. So, either way, a fun race from my perspective. It seems like everybody else like to crash today, but, we were leading the field and, taking over the checkered.
Yeah, well, I know you're all about those statistics, so how do you feel knowing that you added yet another win to your all-time wins lead as well as an extra 54 laps led here?
Is that, what is that, 18 now for WORC? Or is that?
Sure, I don't know.
I think it's 18.
I don't
it's
know.
pretty impressive. Picking up the scraps in these little series is always fun. Confidence, stats booster. It's just adds to the record book and further solidifies me as one of the best WORC drivers ever. But yeah, I can be cocky about it, but no, it was really fun racing all these guys tonight, and yeah, I really enjoyed myself.
All right, well, you gonna be racing 5 flags next week?
Do I have 5? Yes, I do have 5 flags, so probably.
All right, well, we'll see if Josh can win his second race of the season next week. Before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank?
Oh no, I forgot to pull up my guide. Okay, let's do this off of memory. So I gotta thank everybody from Dynamo Racing, powered by Limeade Media. That includes Dynamo Designs and Limeade Media. I gotta thank Belfort Property Restorations, the Keystone Corner, EVC Automotive, Patriot Clutches, Vulture Racing Engines, Dunk Pools. I don't know, other people, WORC TV, GGR TV, all the fun people and the people who help me do stuff and enjoy racing. I gotta thank you and Henry for broadcasting tonight.
Henry was not here the whole time.
Yeah, I know. I gotta thank him anyway for giving the good spirit and showing up. And gotta thank you for running the league and buying me the track for tonight. Love to get paid to win,
Yeah, I'm funding your iRacing ventures.
You are. My iRacing career funded by Bray Call Design. Yeah. So yeah, thanks everybody, and thanks for everyone for coming out and giving me a fun race.
All right, guys, that was Josh Patterson who took home the win tonight. We're gonna drag in second place now. Thank you, Josh. All right, well, thank you for killing every viewer's ears. My apologies for that, folks. I can't control him. He's crazy. Second place here, Ethan Harrison. We're gonna drag him in, and man, what a back and forth race for him. Ethan, you're in the WORC TV booth. Do you have a copy?
No.
Well, it sounds like you do, so I'm going to go ahead and talk to you. Well, you started pole, and then you weren't first for the rest of the race. I noticed you had some issues with self-spinning there, but it was always off of, like, 2. It didn't seem like you ever got loose off of 4. What's the difference between turn 2 and turn 4 that you think made the difference that made you just lose control easier?
There's no difference between the turns. It's just I was the fastest car I raced. Josh was just using his he has a secret laser in his car, and he just pointed at me. That's been out. That's what happened both times. So.
Yeah, I actually heard that wasn't Josh wielding the laser. I hear it was Paul Granata, and I think he was actually trying to point it at Jay Mulder, but it's Paul, and he doesn't really know what he's doing, so he.
I understand. It
you.
happens.
Yeah, mistakes happen. Well, other than that, I kind of missed like most of that giant pile up into 1 and 2 on the last restart. How did you avoid all that?
I missed it too. Well, I don't know. I did that direct, and I didn't. So I was like, okay, my car was killed. We were just driving around. Everyone had dead cars, and we were just driving around pretty much. We were just gonna chug along to the finish, right? And Pierce just, I don't know, lost talent, hit the wall, And then I was like, oh, cool. And I was like, Josh, you should let me win. And he didn't let me win. So,
Well,
it happens. I
yeah.
figured, I just forgot to turn on the boosters. I had the boosters in practice, the boosters in qualifying, but I must have ran out of gas. I don't really know.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's easy to run out of talent when you barely have any to begin with, so I understand the
Mm-hmm.
issue there with Pierce. But before we let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
I want to thank Line Made Media and John Cena. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you for thanking John Cena. Unfortunately, I don't know why you thank somebody who you can't see, but I mean, we all have our reasons for thanking people. So, yeah, thanks Ethan for racing, and we'll see you next week at Five Flags, hopefully. And yeah,
I don't own that
congratulations.
track.
All right, we'll buy it. Congrats on finishing second. All right, we're gonna bring in P3, Hunter Collier here for the final interview of the night before we close up the broadcast here. Hunter, you're P3. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you kind of seemed like you were just third all day. I didn't really see you like second. I didn't really see you fourth either. Um, well, I guess I'll just ask you kind of your opinion here. You kind of had the cleanest car towards the end in spite of the whole skill issue there on the final restart. So, run me through that contact with Mulder. It kind of looked like you had it saved and then looped it around, and then you ended up taking a little bit of a ride on top of him, and ultimately you creamed two other cars. So, can you run me through that wreck from your perspective?
I really don't know what happened there. I guess I just got into J and got loose on exit, so I jammed on the throttle in order to save it. And somehow managed to turn left, hard left into him, and caused a massive incident. I ended up on top of him, and it was really messy in the end, really sloppy. So it was just a dumb mistake on my part. Just overcorrected the car.
Gotcha. Well, overall, I mean, you still took a podium finish here, and you had second last week. You think you might be able to finish on the other spot of the podium that you haven't yet, first place next week at Five Flags?
No, I'm horrible at the track.
Okay, well, well, hopefully we'll still see you there next week. Before I let you go, do you have anybody you want to thank tonight?
No. I mean, I'd like to thank my teammate Pierce for complaining the whole race. Not really much to say.
I think you should thank him for having a skill issue on the last restart personally, but yeah, well, yeah, congrats on the podium here, Hunter, and we'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, Braison.
All right, that was Hunter Collier, folks, and that'll do it here for us here from WORC TV. We thank you guys for tuning in this week for a short one here at LA Coliseum. Next week will be the finale here on WORC TV. Five Flags, Pierce Maffitt, Ryan Martin, Jay Mulder, all going for the championships, so that should be entertaining. Other than that, yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in this week, and we will see you guys around next time here from LA. This is WORC TV signing off.